What's up, everybody? Dan here from Headwaters. And what do you say we go on a rescue mission today? I went on Facebook Marketplace again, and I found this kayak that just deserves a better home. It's a Wilderness Zephyr 160, which is a really fun, like kind of older performance sea kayak. They used to go for like $15.99. This one is $250. Well, it was $300. I shot them offer for $250. They accepted it. It looks to be in great shape, so we're gonna go check it out and see if we can't get it on the water, take it for a quick paddle. I'll let you guys know my thoughts. Well, I'm pretty jazzed. This thing's in better shape than I expected. It comes pre-scratched. And what's this, you ask? Well, this was sitting next to it in the garage. This is a Venture Islay, and I bought this one for $150. He was just trying to clear out his garage. They were his parents' boats. And, you know, I'll give him a good home. I'll fix him up, get him on the water. I'll keep this one for myself and actually review it. This one I'll probably just fix up and try to find someone in our local club that would benefit from it. I brought all my stuff to go paddle it, but just based on the spider webs and dead spiders I'm seeing, I'm gonna take it home first, clean it up. That way I don't get bit by anything weird. So now I got it home, got all the deck lines peeled off, getting rid of all this old bungee. Old bungee, you know, that stuff wears out. So we'll put some new stuff on there. Get this in the back. The deck lines seem to be in really good shape, so we'll just do the bungees and call it good. Okay, I got it pretty well cleaned up. I went ahead and removed the bungees so my toggles can flow freely. I like them better that way. That way, if I do need to swim with my boat, I don't have to try to find it. I don't have to like deal with the bungee. It's just right there. And then if the boat rolls in the surf, I got plenty of length that it'll twist around. I went ahead, the perimeter deck lines were in good shape. These are reflective, nice quality. I went ahead and put a little piece of pipe on this so I could slide my Greenland paddle in there. And then I doubled up the bungee here a little differently than how it comes standard, so I can use my spare paddle. All new elastics on the deck. I put Whirlpool bars on here, which is basically just a piece of tubing that goes over the deck line. So if I'm doing a rescue, I have a nice solid place to get hold of the boat, or if somebody else is rescuing, they can grab onto my boat there. Other than that, it's pretty standard. I need to go to the kayak shop now and get a few more pieces of bungee. So I think that's what we'll do next. There's the finished product, all new bungee on the whole deck. Got it 303'd. It's looking like a brand new boat. Got the outfitting all dialed in for myself. I couldn't be more stoked. What a deal. Shout out to Headwaters Adventure Company. They had all the stuff I needed to get it up and running here. Actually, we should stop and talk about Headwaters Adventure Company, because you guys, rightfully so, get confused about it all the time. Everyone gets confused about it all the time, because there's a Headwaters Adventure in Redding and then a Headwaters Kayak, which is my channel, which isn't customer facing besides YouTube. So I owned Headwaters Kayak, and my parents started an adventure company that was going to do tours, lessons, rentals, things like that in Redding, called Headwaters Adventure. In 2020 or 2019, they sold it to Brian, who's the shop owner now, and it was always separate entities. Headwaters Kayak in Lodi was Headwaters Kayak. This was Headwaters Adventure. They sold it to Brian. He kept the name. I closed my shop, and now I'm just Headwaters Kayak on YouTube. So it's a little confusing, but I already had the YouTube channel with all the followers, so I decided to just roll with it. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. If you support Headwaters Adventure Company, you're supporting good people anyway, like I do. You know, come here all the time to hang out. This is my little home away from home. They got a pretty sweet shop. Shop dog. Eddieline kayaks. Brian.
Everything. All that. All the above.
Well, I made it to the water with the new boat. Got it all cleaned up, looking good. And look who I get to paddle with today. My mom and dad are in town, so we're going to go for a little paddle out at Whiskey Town Lake. Check out the new boat, and I'll let you guys know what I think. I'm pretty stoked. Sure the skag's all working good. Can't believe here we are in November and I'm still wearing shorts. And honestly, I feel like the top might be overkill, but I was hoping to roll or do some bracing today. Yeah, fits like a glove. Perfect day at Whiskey Town. Nice. Feels really stable on its secondary edge too. Sweet. Oh, it's gonna be fun. Automatically just feels familiar. I can't believe I got this for 250 bucks. Like what a diamond in the rough, you know? It was just like spider infested, sitting in the guy's garage. You know, he had no idea. It was his parents' boat. He had no idea. He's like, I just am sick of looking at this. I paddled it once, I don't want it. And I was like, okay. I think it's
Zephyr?
yeah, Wilderness Zephyr 160. Score. Oh, do you have nose plugs? No, because you don't have your PFD. Dude, I'm the worst about putting nose plugs where I actually need them when I need them. I have them all over my life, hanging from my... I have a set hanging from my blinker right now on my car. But I don't have any in my PFD.
What do you got hanging from your PFD?
Whistle. All right, I'm already hot. I'm gonna roll.
You get roll.
So I made it out no problem, but the roll's looking a little sloppy these days. I notice I finish on the back deck with both my bracing and my rolls. So I need to hit the water and give it some practice to try to get my chops back up. But it was a perfect day out at Whiskey Town. I couldn't be more stoked to have my folks in town. It'd been over a year since we all paddled together. So it was like hanging out with old friends and something that we love to do together, but we rarely get to do, just the three of us.
Yeah, it's blasted, isn't it? Not a stitch of wind. Edge, sweet, draw. Trying to work on my draw strokes lately. I met with a instructor, and I tend to do these like sweep, elegant canoe style draws and leave them in too long. And he's like, oh, it's cool in flat water, but when you're in dynamic water, you need to like get your edge. Powerful sweep. Draw, leave it in no more than 2 seconds, and then keep paddling. So I'm working on that. A little bit more dynamic, a little more powerful. Doesn't feel quite as graceful though. You guys ever been to the beaches over here?
No.
Oh man, this is my go-to like sunset watching spot on the sailboat. This beach right here. A lot of times when we bow rudder, we just like kind of do it with our arms.
Yeah.
What I want you to do is rotate. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay if it's not even at your bow. The draw will actually be more powerful because your lower body ergonomics will be driving the boat more the more you wind up. And you're keeping yourself square and protecting your shoulder.
That makes sense.
We call this Apple Beach because it's got this cool apple tree that's like overgrown a teepee. And it's got like a little hideout in there for the kids. And I don't know if you remember the post where I told you I waited out a lightning storm.
Yeah.
This is where I waited it out. It's underneath that tree. Well, lightning was just hitting the lake all over the place.
Wow.
I look over my shoulder and black clouds were just rolling over that hill. I'm like, oh crap! And I was like, if I try to make it back, I'm gonna get stuck out in it.
Yep.
So instead, I ran downwind, sheltered under the tree, and just. It was like 2 hours of just watching the most amazing lightning storm, and then it cleared back out. We'll get out and check it out real quick. Best place I'm ready to watch the sunset right here. So rode it in a bit, look at that. That's wild. Like just the topsoil's hanging on. This part always reminds me of like paddling in like, I don't know, Greek Isles in the Mediterranean or something. Just with that green water and white sand. This boat's really easy to be in, super comfortable, very stable. Like I don't have to think much about it. Definitely would love to take this thing offshore. I would be curious on how it would do in chop and rough water. And that's why you have a plastic boat. Not paying any attention. I found a rock for you guys so you can avoid it in your Sterlings. Yeah. Probably put my polarized glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing here.
favorite paddle was they're in the San Juan Islands. Circumnavigated and followed the shoreline and in between trees.
Yeah, that's what I love about paddling like this. You just putzing along, kind of intimate to the shoreline. That's a great way to paddle lakes, where you're just hugging the shoreline because you're working on your strokes the entire time. You have obstacles, so it's like kind of incentive to like move your boat out of the way so you don't hit the stump, you know? And it allows you to play with different strokes in kind of a low consequence way. You know, you're just feeling things out, and if something doesn't work, you change it and you do something different. It's low consequence, lots of fun. As long as you just sort of play with your edges, play with your strokes. Find what works for you. And it has to be fun. Otherwise, you're doing it wrong. Woo! The secondary is awesome on this boat. I love it. Woo! Nice, Dad. That's such a fun boat.
Oh, the Shirley?
Yeah.
Yes.
It just rails corners. So cool. You just put it on an edge, put that paddle in as a guide, and it just use that curvature of the holder to just rip a turn.
Drop the paddle in the water.
Right, if you do it right, you just do the body English part right and everything else works. Well, that's what they say, body, boat, blade. So if your body's in the right position, like say I want to carve a turn here. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up with an edge, body. My boat's on an edge, and then the blade is there just to help me accentuate the turn. Your boat probably does it better than this one. Yeah, looking good. Like synchronized kayaking there, guys. I gotta watch a little bit. I don't know where I'm going, so I quit hitting rocks. Good thing I bought a plastic boat today.
Good thing.
Composite boat manufacturers are gonna quit sending me boats if I keep acting like this. So yeah, you can see like paddle over here, have a little picnic, and then just rip back. Such a perfect lake for kayak touring. I mean, there's a handful of people that do it, but not many. Look at that, it's white sand beach. I equate paddling glass like this to like carving fresh powder, because you're just carving turns. There's no water that's interacting with your boat, pushing you around. It's just glass. So it's very, very predictable and easy to like feel what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. Super fun. Teamwork. Getting that perfect fall foliage paddling photo here. All right, work it, work it. That's it. How long have you two been married now?
46.
46 years.
46 years.
Right. They're getting it figured out.
46. Well, that's our standing joke and debate is we normally have to stop and do the math. But we did the math yesterday, so it's fresh on our minds.
46.
46.
Let's talk about these Whirlpool bars, Mom. Did your boat come with these?
Yes.
And what do you use them for? You want to demonstrate on my kayak?
Sure. Grab handles for stabilizing a boat and doing rescues.
Yeah, exactly. So if I don't have, like if I've got glove hands on, I'm not trying to hold on to a slippery boat or hold on to these little lines. I've got these nice big plastic handholds that I can just grab onto and then lean my weight on her boat so we can do rescues. If you haven't watched the rescue video we did, I'm going to link that up here at the end. Where Mom and I show you guys some rescues, fish each other out, have a good time.
That was a fun day.
Yeah, that was good. That video still gets a lot of play and a lot of shares. You occasionally get hit on. I don't know if you're interested. You know, send you some links.
46 years. Remember?
I usually delete those comments. Your mom's kind of hot. Jump, jump. This is like summertime paradise out here. I mean, it's gorgeous this time of year too, but it's summertime. Paddle out, find yourself a beach, swim around. The water's usually like 70. Amazing. So after being in the boat now for like an hour, my only gripe is the foot pedals are just, they're so narrow and so small. And I'm barefoot, which I love to be barefoot, but I miss those like big foot pedals. Or what I really miss is that bulkhead on the Dagger. I've gotten really spoiled by those. I got that on the Stratos and my Katana. And then on my Axis, I've got those big fat foot pedals. I wonder if I could switch those out. I really like those as well. They don't feel quite as solid as the bulkhead, but they're comfy. I was sitting here talking to Dad, and he reminded me that this was a Facebook score as well. This Grand Illusion, full carbon infused, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we saw this on Facebook for $1,000. It was all the way in Idaho. The guy was selling it, and Dad immediately is like, "Don't sell that. I'm coming to Idaho."
I'll be there in the morning.
Yep, drove all the way out there to get it. That's like an $8,000 kayak. Well, good time, Mom?
Good time. Beautiful. It's so nice to be back on Whiskey, our home lake.
And it was nice that you guys could come paddle with us as a family. My mom was like, "It's so nice to just have it just be the three of us." I'm like, "Yeah, and 10,000 of these guys watching." So thanks for hanging with us, you guys. Until next time, this is Dan wishing you happy paddling. We'll see you on the next one.